Hello and welcome to day 3 of the nervous system retuning immersion. I am hopeful that by now you're starting to really see where you're at and what these different states of the nervous system are starting to feel like, the different stories that you're telling, the different feeling states in the body, at ease, relaxed, open, curious, creative, a little bit of a brace, an energy that wants to just move, you want to run, you want to fight, tension, or intense immobilization, collapse, freeze, deep tension, and clutching. And again, really ideally, compassion for ourselves, befriending these parts of ourselves, these states that we go into because our body is attempting to keep us safe. So, having this compassion, this sense of gratitude for the body doing its job, and us coming in to support ourselves and the body. So, I want to deepen a little bit more today, moving from this awareness of where we're at and those humming and different vocal practices, breathing practices, exhaling longer to regulate, moving from a state of regulation to expression. So, from this more grounded state, choosing to express from that place and how we can use our voice to explore again where we're at and how we want to share and engage with others and articulate and express these deeper parts of ourselves from a more regulated state. When we're safe, then we feel creative, we feel like connecting, we feel like we can build intimacy, and that is an internal job. Now, today we're also going to learn about how polyvagal theory explains this from how we relate to ourselves to how we relate to others. We are diving into the organizing principles of polyvagal theory. So there's 3 principles. The first one is hierarchy. And so we spoke about the autonomic ladder being these 3 different nervous system states, and that throughout the day, we're going to usually go through these different states or a blend of them, and they can be rapid or it could be slow. And we can go through, as I said, all of them in one day. So, again, our mapping tools are going to help us to explore where we're at. It's understanding this principle of hierarchy, where we can be in that ventral vagal place when we're in our social engagement system, we're feeling at ease, we're regulated. Usually we have some kind of elevated mood, and we're feeling, usually in the space, our most authentic expression. When we go below that, we're going into the sympathetic. That's where we're getting activated into the fight flight. We're feeling a sense of uneasiness. We're on alert. We're perceiving some potential threats or dangers in our environment. And usually there's tension, some kind of bracing going on in this state. And then if there is where our body will perceive a threat that is incredibly dangerous, life-threatening, the dorsal vagal will come on, part of the nervous system, our most primitive part, bringing us into some sense of immobilization, frozen, stuckness, density, and we will begin to shut down and feel isolated and disconnected from ourselves and others. So, knowing where we are is really important, not to judge ourselves, because all 3 of these function in a way that are here to serve and protect us. So, just knowing where we're at is incredibly helpful. So, that's principle number 1. Principle number 2 is neuroception. This is something that the brain is automatically doing. Like I said, we're scanning for danger 5 times a second. And this is all below the level of our thought and our thinking, cognitive aspects of ourselves. And so there's 3 parts of this neuroception. There's that internal awareness of what's going on in the body. Then there's the environment, the external awareness of what's going on in the environment around us. And then there's this place in between, what's going on between our nervous system and the people's nervous systems that are around us, or the beings around us, whether that's nature or animals. So that all three of these things are going in principle number two all the time. And to be aware of that is, again, really going to serve us, which is where those regulation tools come in, of being able to hum or to exhale longer, so we can start to bring our awareness into these spaces to feel what is happening in my body, what is happening in my environment, and what is happening in between me and the environment. Taking deep breaths into the body help us to ground and stay present. And again, having compassion when we might be really shut down and feeling isolated. Doing what we need to support ourselves instead of judging and criticizing ourselves is going to help us come back into regulation for ourselves or for others in our space with us. The third principle in polyvagal theory is the principle of co-regulation. Now, when we were in our mother's womb, her voice and her feeling of our body and her body brought regulation to us, her heartbeat, her sounds. And so when we are born, we have a biological imperative to co regulate. And I believe it's the first year or 3 years, our nervous system is directly connected to our mother's. And we are dependent on that relationship for regulation and those around us. So this is a huge part to be aware of for ourselves in our childhood. Did we have regulated parents? And possibly not. And perhaps they came to some sense of regulation. And so we maybe had it sometimes and not other times. Or maybe there was an aunt or a grandmother or a family friend that was part of our kind of co regulation in our childhood. And this makes a huge difference for us if we had that and if we didn't have that. That being said, we can always retune the nervous system. We can always make these changes now. And knowing this is really, really empowering. So if you did not receive that, you can always start with friends or people that you feel safe with and ask them. Ask them if they received that. Perhaps you already have people around you that you don't even realize help you to co-regulate because they're more calm or relaxed, or when you do things together, you come into a place of creativity and that ventral vagal without even knowing. And something in you says, I want to hang out with that person again. So this can be a really beautiful way for you to regulate your nervous system. Do that extended exhale with someone. Maybe maintain eye contact while you're doing that with each other, or hum together. When you do these practices with another human, you are definitely amplifying the impact for both of you. For day three's practice, we are going to make the sound A, H, and really extending that, maybe even into a yawn. So an inhale through the nose, exhaling, and play with that tone. Is it steady? Is it wobbly? Does it break? Does it feel smooth? Is it, invoking tension or ease in the system? And really noticing where are you at, right, as you're doing this practice. So let's take an inhale, feel into the body, feel into your mental state, your thinking state. Where are you at right now? Just to notice, taking a baseline. Okay, we're going to do this a few times together. So inviting you to breathe in, if you can, through the nose, making that sound. Now, I even invite you to drop the jaw, and this can even lean into a yawn. I do this so much that the yawn's already coming, so just let it go. Again, you train your nervous system. So the more you do this, the more it just, even thinking about it, my nervous system already is ready to yawn, which is a beautiful way to, again, come into regulation. So just noticing where the breath is, doing a couple more of these. And I'm going to invite you to, if it feels right, noticing where you are on that map. When we're more in that dorsal kind of freeze response, we don't want to go into intense movement right away. So we want to slowly wake up the body, which is yawning is good. Extended is great. And I'm just going to invite you to like start kind of moving the hands, because as we go up this ladder, we have energy that wants to flow. And so a lot of our challenge can be getting stuck and um, contracted into these different states and not knowing how to more fluidly move between them, which is where we really want to be. None of them are bad. We're just moving through, being able to learn how to go up and down that ladder with greater ease and sense of, I want to say control, but I also want to say working with the system instead of forcing it or pushing it. So once you kind of move, getting that, you can shake a little bit more. Maybe there's more yawns that want to come. Maybe the shoulders want to go, or the elbows, or you want to bounce up and down. Really just inviting that sound to come out. Again, you can imagine yourself making these sounds, but really upping the movement to the level that feels good. Let your body guide you. There's no right or wrong. There's no if you shake more, you're doing this better, or if you shake like less, you're not doing enough. You're doing do it feels in tune with your body, in attunement with your own body. Let it lead you. Maybe this is the first time you've ever heard of that, or maybe you're really good at listening. This is a muscle. The more you work it, the better and more easy it becomes to engage and strengthen. So letting that kind of go to a peak and then coming back down and settling down. And maybe this sound wants to change from to like like whatever sounds want to come out, and fighting that to come out too. And this is really fun to do with a friend and get a little funky. And maybe you want to put on a song that helps you to match the mood that you're in, whether that's something really slow because you're feeling really shut down, or if that's something like really high energy because you're feeling very activated in the sympathetic. And 3 minutes of this will definitely change your state. So I invite you to find a song that resonates, to continue this practice of I feel just what comes. Apparently for me, it's yawning today. And just allowing your body to guide you is a very, very powerful practice. I hope that this lands well for you. I'm so excited to see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for sharing in this with me.